I was parked just outside Barstow, California. Hot night. Sky was so clear it looked fake. I'd just shut down for the night, hauled a reefer load of strawberries from Salinas. About 1:40 a.m., everything just shut off. Truck died. Lights went black. No APU, no dash. Even my phone, dead. I stepped out thinking maybe the battery terminals shook loose. But when I looked around the lot, every truck was dark. Whole row of them silent. No engines humming, no glow from sleepers. Then I noticed something worse. The stars were gone. Not a cloud in the sky, but the stars just blinked out, one by one, like someone turned off the whole damn sky. And that's when I heard the knocking. Not on my cab. Inside it. 3 slow taps behind the driver's seat. I jumped back in, flashlight in hand, heart punching through my ribs. Cab was empty. Nobody there. Truck wouldn't start, not even a click. Then all at once the lights came back. Radio blaring static. Dash lit up. Phone rebooted. Next morning I asked the other drivers if they'd lost power. Not a single one had. Said their trucks never shut off. But I know what I saw. And I still don't sleep in Barstow. They call Route 50 the loneliest road in America for a reason. I was hauling flatbed through Nevada. No towns for miles. Just desert, silence, and the kind of road that makes you question everything. I was coming up on a rest area when I saw someone walking on the shoulder. Looked like a woman in a gray hoodie, thumb out, backpack slung low. I slowed up. Didn't plan to stop, just get a better look. But when I passed her, she wasn't there. No one, no shadow, no figure in the mirror. I pulled over anyway. Walked back a bit with my flashlight. And there she was, sitting on the edge of the pavement, legs crossed, staring straight ahead like she'd been waiting. Didn't say a word. Didn't even blink, but she smiled when I asked if she was okay. I blinked, and she was gone again. I've driven Route 50 a dozen times since, and every time at mile marker 238, my headlights flicker, radio cuts out, and I swear I hear someone breathing in my cab. Back in '09, I picked up a sealed trailer out of Pittsburgh. Manifest said medical equipment, headed to a research lab in Virginia. Nothing unusual, until I got flagged at a weigh station. Dot guy said the trailer ID didn't match the database, but when they opened it, empty. Not a single box. Just straps hanging from the walls and a faint chemical smell in the air. They detained me for 6 hours. Feds showed up. Asked where I got the load, what warehouse, what gate. I gave them everything I had. Then one guy, suit, no badge, and walks over and says, "This load was never supposed to leave Pittsburgh." He pulls out a folder, opens it, and shows me a photo of the same trailer. Crashed. Burnt up. From 2 years ago. Same number. Same dents. Same trailer. I quit reefer hauls the next month. On I-20 in Alabama, there's an off-ramp that most truckers avoid. Exit 143, supposed to lead to an old truck stop that's been shut down for years. One night I missed my usual stop and figured I'd risk it. Pulled off, followed the road, and sure enough there was a glowing truck stop sign in the fog. Place looked frozen in time. Old Pepsi machines, paper maps on the wall. Even the gas prices were from the 90s. I went inside looking for coffee. No one behind the counter. Just a handwritten sign. Cash only, don't stay past 3:33 a.m. I left fast. Didn't pump. Didn't pee. Next morning I checked the GPS. No exit 143. No road, just a patch of woods. But my fuel gauge was full. Running eastbound near Knoxville one rainy night, I caught a glimpse of movement in my side mirror. Didn't think much of it. Could have been a wiper reflection. But then I noticed something off. The figure didn't move with the road, didn't bounce, didn't blur. It just stared. Bearded man in a soaked jacket, eyes locked on mine. Not in the cab. Not beside me. Just in the mirror. I slammed the brakes and pulled over. Nothing behind me. Not even a car. No wet footprints. No fogged window where he might have leaned. I checked the dash cam the next day. Playback glitched. Right at the 2:03 a.m. mark. When I scrubbed frame by frame, there he was, in both mirrors. I was westbound on I-70 through Kansas. Late fall, Midnight. The sky was clear, but the road ahead felt heavy, like something was waiting. Now I've done that stretch 100 times. Mostly cornfields, flat land, nothing special. But this night, there was a fog rolling low on the shoulder, just hugging the ditches like it knew not to step into the road. I passed mile marker 211, checked my mirrors. Empty road behind me, no lights, no tail lights, no high beams. Dead silence except for my own hum. Then I saw him. At first I thought it was a deer. But this figure stood up, real slow, right at mile marker 212. He was wearing a mechanic's jacket, old school Dickies with red stitching. No hat, no flashlight, just one arm raised, thumb out like he was hitchhiking. Now here's the part I don't tell most folks. I've picked up hitchhikers before. I know better now, but back then I believed in good karma. So I slowed down, real slow, rolled down the passenger window a few inches. Before I could say a word, he spoke, and his voice was like gravel and ice. You're gonna want to check your rear axle. Then he turned and walked away. Not into the field, not back down the road. He just stepped out of frame. I pulled over half a mile up, got out, flashlight in hand, did a walk around. Sure enough, rear axle bracket was cracked. Not broken yet, but one pothole away from snapping clean. A total wreck waiting to happen. I fixed it at the next stop quietly. But here's the kicker. I went back through my dash cam footage later that week. No one was there. Not even a blur. No shadow. Just the sign for mile marker 212, and a faint patch of fog clinging to the grass. I was parked just outside of Santa Rosa, waiting on a fuel card to get reloaded. It was a cold night, too quiet for a major route. You ever get that feeling like the air is listening to you? That was one of those nights. An old-timer pulled up next to me, cab rattling like it was barely held together. He leaned out and nodded, said, You running with the convoy?" I shook my head. "What convoy?" I asked. He pointed behind him. "Saw 3 rigs rolling hard through the canyon. Didn't slow down once, thought you might be part of it. I hadn't seen or heard a thing. I'd been sitting there almost 2 hours. Not one tail light had passed." He didn't say much else. Just muttered "damn fools" and crawled back into his rig. Next morning I fueled up and rolled on. Few miles later I noticed black skid marks veering off into a ravine. Sheriff's tape was balled up on a mile marker post. No signs, no flares. Just scorched rubber and fresh dirt carved out of the cliffside. Later that week at a rest stop north of Flagstaff, I overheard 2 drivers talking about a triple fatality. 3 trucks that went down over the ledge in low visibility. The sheriff said nobody ever called in the accident. No one ever heard the mayday. It was like all 3 trucks just vanished. Sometimes I wonder if that old man ever saw them at all, or if he was part of that convoy, trying to warn me before the canyon took one more rig. I was hauling dry freight up through Oregon last October, right before Halloween. It had been pouring all week. One of those cold, constant rains that soaks through your boots even if you never step in a puddle. Anyway, I pull into this old fuel stop off a back highway near Coos Bay. You know the kind, dim yellow lights, one diesel pump still working, and the smell of mildew inside the store. It's around 2 a.m. and I'm fueling up when I see this man standing at the edge of the lot. He's wearing this old tattered yellow raincoat, not moving, just standing there, head down, water pouring off the bill of his cap. I figure maybe he's homeless or waiting on a ride, but something felt off. Too still, too quiet, and when I finished fueling and looked back up, he was gone. Didn't think much of it until I went inside to grab coffee. Lady behind the counter is this old native woman, probably been working there 30 years. I ask her if that guy in the yellow coat comes around often. She stops pouring my coffee, looks me dead in the eyes and says, "You saw him too?" I chuckled, trying to play it off, but she wasn't joking. She told me truckers have been seeing that man since the 80s, always during storms, always near the edge of the lot, and every one of them says the same thing. They never see him walk in. They never see him leave. She said 2 drivers swerved off the road in the past trying to pick him up, and one even claimed the man climbed into his cab, but disappeared after he made it 10 miles up the road. I didn't sleep well that night, not because I was scared exactly, but because I kept checking my mirrors every mile, expecting to see a flash of yellow in the dark.